everyone. I haven't popped by here in a little while, so I thought I would do a bit of a short video just to say hello, see how everybody's doing, give you a little bit of an update. I'm actually off on holiday and I've been quite busy. I've been doing art markets and kind of building up my spring and summer stationery collection. I guess this is probably a good time to say, if you're new here, my name's Jennifer. I'm a watercolor artist. I share a lot of watercolor tutorials here on my channel and kind of neat painting tricks and little creative projects. But today I thought I would just do a very short video. I'm working on this card, which I'll show you. This pretty little spring, summerish themed card with some strawberries. And I thought it would be a good time to talk about watercolor backgrounds and how to paint them. So I think I'll just flip you around and show you. And I thought I would show my face on here because it's been a little while. I would love for you to pop me a comment down below if you're watching and have any questions. I'm happy to answer anything at all, or just say hi. Just a little emoji would be great. And let's get right into it, shall we? And this is the card that I've made. So I started by doing the strawberries. That was my first step. And then once it was dry, I just added the lines. And as you'll see, I kind of we're very organic with the lines. They're not perfectly straight. They're not perfectly on a diagonal. And that's kind of the effect that I was going for. So just use your paintbrush and go ahead. If you're actually interested in a proper tutorial for this part of the card, please let me know down below and I'm happy to film that next time. And I thought I would just show you how I'm going to do the background today. And that's because with watercolor, you often want to do the background after you've painted your subject matter, like so. That's not always the case, but for this kind of work, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use this palette. This is the Rico Design palette. I'll put the information in the description down below, but I really like it. The colors are very rich and vibrant. You'll see here, these are the colors in the palette. There's actually room if you wanted to add extra colors, and I really, really like this palette, so I thought I would show it. And I will use this color here, which is kind of like an ochre type color, yellow ochre, and I'll just mix some of that color here. I'm looking for something quite watery to do my background, so I'm adding quite a bit of water, that makes sense, to do that. And I'm just mixing this all together, and I'm using a thick brush here. Well, it says it's a number 2 Da Vinci Casaneo brush, kind of this big kind of mop kind of brush here, but it's actually quite large, at least what I'm used to using. And what I will do is start painting my background. So what I'm trying to do is kind of keep the look of those lines that I've made, but I'm adding a little bit of my ochre color in between those lines and kind of going ahead with this. So you just take your brush and you kind of go following the lines of the card and the lines that you've drawn. If a little bit of the color spills over, I always think that's okay. First of all, you can take the tip of your brush and kind of work it back to where it belongs if it bothers you, but usually the paint kind of does its thing. So what I am making sure is to kind of not paint over my lines too much so that they stay pretty stark, because that's kind of the look I'm going for. And tell me what you think, but I was kind of imagining the background of kind of a nice picnicky kind of blanket, imagining that this is kind of the backdrop for these pretty little strawberries. And in case you're wondering, I did do the strawberries first, as I said, and then once I let them dry, I just added a little bit of gouache paint, white gouache paint, and with a very thin tip of a brush, I just added the little seeds over top. So as you see, it kind of has a bit of a kind of whimsical effect. And I do find that now that I've painted the background, those strawberries kind of stand out more, and it does make the card and the design kind of more polished and put together. So I'm going to take my time with this a little bit just to finish it off, and then I will show you what that looks like. Okay, that's it. We have it. I kind of like the fact that the lines are not perfectly clear now, but if you didn't like that, you could of course go back over with a thinner brush and go over those lines again. But I think this is kind of nice. Some are a bit starker, some are a bit less, so I think that looks pretty nice. So there you have it, and I will see you for the next video.